A storm has hit, resulting in lower visibility than usual. Hope this storm doesn't stop us going down the route. Raise the doors and allow passengers to board. Good night, Transportation Euro. Garage, I pre-ordered the new route. Excellent. That's a question for Dovetail Drunkles. Right, starting in Lyon. Oh yes, and we're in the new livery TGV as well. I'm not sure there's much I can do about that, Drunkles. Cab should be identical. I think it's just an exterior rescan. I think the unit is identical. Same passenger cars. Oh, we are going to Avignon. 230 kilometres. So at least that way we will have seen all of the new route and driven the old route. Pantograph is up on the rear, Moggy. I'm not sure, Chris. I haven't thought about that. Hey, Wicked Gamer. This would be good at TSW, wouldn't it? I think I've got it set to LGV, that's why. I don't know what it should be set to be honest. And this is why they don't let me drive trains in real life, Bioxide. It's C, is it? Sony released PS1 Classic with 20 games. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I know it's an emulator giving it. Yeah. Bioxide and Yorkie Bob, are there signs that I should look out for? Because presumably the power change has proceeded with a neutral section, like that down arrow, for example. I will read the manual at some point, Alex. I just haven't read it yet. To 130. I've got the official manual, so I'm sure I just passed a triangle. No, it wasn't a triangle, it was a diamond, sorry. Getting my basic shapes mixed up here. It's the big yard. Old school signalling here. This calls for Amber. "24 hours on watercraft, Gretchen." Jeez. No, the 64-bit never held the length of the route back, Dickard Gamer. I guess at some point it would have, but people made 1,000-mile routes before now, just didn't have any scenery. Yeah, the route was all made in 32-bit. It just takes a long time to make a route. Perversely, the fact that it's long distance means that, and it's high speed, means that you don't need to spend so much time on fine details because you can't see them, which means you can technically do slightly longer routes in the same time. Sorry, Ollie, I missed it. Oh, you like the screenshots for Leeds, Manchester? Yeah, they do look amazing, don't they? The publishing team do an incredible job. That was the voltage change, was it? Leeds Manchester probably be up there with your favourite routes, Wicked Gamer. Nice. Well, I hope so. Hello?
Do you want tea?
Oh, yes, please.
Right.
I've got a mug here.
Oh. Ta.
Lovely. Thank you.
No worries.
Oh dear. Getting tea. Yes. No sugar in yours, Moggy? Nah, I'll drink it for you. Oh, we might be about to get TVM 430 activated in a minute. Oh, it's not Charlize making the tea, Crucible, it's Ellie, so it won't have Marmite dunked in it. TVM's active. Does that mean I'm good to raise the pantograph now then? Oh, this is the changeover, right, okay. It doesn't come up on the front car, I think. This is only a single unit. It only goes up on the back car. You want a playable buffet car, Trace? Gentleman's relish? What on earth is that, baby? That almost sounds inappropriate. Marmite should be shot into space, Crucible. Not only does it get rid of it from this planet, it warns everybody else that Marmite, we know how to make Marmite. So if anyone's thinking of invading the planet, they might think, actually, they know how to make Marmite. Clearly, chemical warfare is not a problem for them. Turbo Chicken, thank you for the follow. Oh, a gentle downgrade at the moment. Well, what if said alien likes Marmite and comes in for more? Oh. Okay, so there's a flaw in the plan. I've made the assumption, perhaps erroneously, that aliens would be beyond such things. Thank you very much. Cheers. Oh, okay. Oh, right, okay. Cool. Thanks, Ali. Ican has tea and iron brew. World is good. Sandwich paste is great. What are you talking about, Moggy? I still get a jar of that occasionally. Have a salmon paste or a chicken paste sandwich. Anchovy paste, right, you lost me. The minute you said anchovy, I just became completely uninterested. Well, that's what I'm saying, Moggy. I like sandwich paste as well. James, what would your thoughts be on the Javelin coming to TS12? You know what? The London Falconship for me is pinnacle of what is a pinnacle of a route. I really enjoy it, so I would like to see it. Yeah, that was a Battlestar Galactica launch tube. See you later, Trunkles. Bit of brake on just to hold speed on the hill. You don't need to cut tunnels anymore though, do you? These trains are so powerful. They can go up steep gradients just without even trying too hard. So why go to the expense? Just lay it vaguely straight, vaguely flat, and let it follow the terrain, really. They use viaducts to sort of ease the downs, and then just let it go over the hills. Phoenix River, thank you for the follow, much appreciated. Is the new UK route for TSW likely to be streamed at all? I'll be streaming it as soon as it's launched. How do relay scenarios work? Oh, they don't exist anymore. They were an old thing, Gretchlow. Does it have cruise control? Let's have a look. Cruise control and VACMA. Oh, that's this thing. Oh, it does have cruise control, there you go. See, now I can just sit back and watch it. Yeah, Cameron's got the Marseille line as well, Crucible. Good night, Chris. No, it was applying the brake as I was setting it, Ed, but I think it only applies the e-brake, not the air brake. Completed the Iron Brew, we have now moved on to the D. Hey Eds, how's the colossal route? It's long. It's fast. Gretchlow, TS19 needs services mode like TSW. Well, no, that's TSW that you need then. TSW needs some of the bits from TS19, like all the content. There is vacuum of vigilance, yes, Ed. I haven't got it turned on though. You like my HST mug? That's courtesy of Captain Jenks. It's T, Footmad. Command & Conquer was an excellent game, Eds. Absolutely excellent. The camera's mirrored, is it? Oh, let's have a look at that. Well, my green screen is working particularly badly. There you go. How about that? Is that better? It's improved the background a bit as well. Footmad, I don't know of any ways that the baseball caps are going to be getting handed out yet. They come to the exhibitions, but otherwise than that, I don't think so. Gretchlow, you might be happy to wait for longer and pay more, but a lot of other people aren't. In fact, when they saw £24.99 for Paddington to Oxford, Paddington to Reading, there was a number of people that were very unhappy about that. So it's about £24.99 is about the price that people are happy to pay, and then working out what that gets in terms of man hours to pay for it, to work for it, and then you see how much of a route you can make for that. And it was also only the second route the team made, and the first one took 2.5 years. That one took 8 or 9 months. It's getting a lot faster now, which means the route lengths are going to start coming up a bit, hopefully. We are here. Ah, Valence. Yeah, most console games are in the region of sort of 55, 60 quid, but then they also have development teams of 500 or 600 people on them as well. Oh, Manchester Leeds is looking really good, Wicked. I'm actually not entirely sure what the head count is at the moment, Alex. You mean 199 though, don't you, Moggy? Good old Mastertronic. Yeah, water your milk down, just turn it into skimmed milk. There were some absolutely stonkingly good Mastertronic games, weren't there, Moggy? I mean, there was a fair bit of poop as well, but there was some absolute gems in that collection. Can't remember any of them, but a long time ago. £180. Yes, the darts game. Yeah. See you later, DJ SB. Lasting long, just under. We're about to pass the 100-kilometre mark. We still haven't got to the bit that we got to previously in the last scenario either. That'll be about another 40 kilometres. Oh, Bomb Jack and Bubble Bobble, yeah, Moggy, nice. All the sounds are recorded from trains, locations, whatever. Did you ever play Buggy Boy, Moggy? Used to really enjoy that. Blueprint made, Rob? Nice. Buggy Boy was good. Reload a scenario from the last save without it failing first. If once you've made a save, you can go back into the main menu and the load last save will always take you to that. What you can't do is load from the last checkpoint. That requires you to fail it. Super Cycle, yeah. Do user saves not count as checkpoints? No, they're stored in a separate save file. So a user save you can always go back to even if a checkpoint happens. If you look in the profile folder where they're saved, you'll see that there's two different ones. I guess what you could do, if you want to be a bit cunning, is just jump out of the game without closing it, rename the checkpoint file to be your last player save file, load into the game and do a load last save. The problem with being down here is you don't really get to see much of the route, so that's why I'm up here. Nope, that's the only passenger view there is on this one. They're like half height between floors. And when we did the Dosto first, but was ignored, we put the floor in and took a screenshot of it. And first thing I did when we did sort of like modelled the basic outside of it, and we modelled where the floor was, and I said, right, can we make that work just so that we can fit the first person camera in there? And then when we check photographs, even on the Dostos, it does feel really cramped. Hey, the train guy, how's it going? "70 kilometres to go," so we're almost at that junction we turned round at last time. It's probably it coming up on the right now, actually. Yep, here it is. This is the junction we turned around at the last scenario. My arm is not showing. Oh, you mean that? It's just the green screen thingy. I've had to dial up the green screen thing because it was spotting. One of the things that Streamlabs doesn't have that OBS has is when you set up green screens, you can do a pick colour from the stream, which you can't do with this, which makes setting up green screens a pain in the neck. "65 kilometres to go." I live to punish you, Joker. I live to punish you. I have a spot on my forehead, yeah, that's all that is. I'll have to, after tomorrow I'll reset the green screen again. I thought it's a really quick thing to reset with OBS, but with slobs it's going to be a pain because I've got to screen capture it, put it into paint.net, then get the colour code, then type the colour code into Streamlabs. They just need to fix that. It's just rubbish. So many other great things, but that's wrong. Yeah, using slobs now, Ben. Other than that one thing with the colour picker, faultless, absolutely loving it. But it does use more CPU. So I think for a single CPU setup at the moment, I'd probably have to say stick with OBS. But for a dual, you might as well use slobs, but you're not your dual, so I would recommend you stay with OBS, to be honest. Because that's much leaner on CPU than this. So what's coming next? Do I need to remind you, Baked Bean Kid? Routes with trains, routes with tracks, all the usual stuff. Why the heck not? You just ordered the new TSW expansion. Excellent. Mr. J, the advantage of slobs over OBS. I use Streamlabs for everything else. Oh, what on? You meant tonight on the stream? Well, trains with tracks. The advantage of slobs over OBS. Because I use Streamlabs for everything, I've got a single window with everything integrated, which is really useful. And you can replace some of like the browser sources with direct widgets, which integrate directly into Streamlabs as well. There's a few other things it does that are it's just the biggest thing for me actually is that single view that's got chat, it's got the Streamlabs events on it, and so, and it's just really nice. It also seems to handle direct HDMI input as well. So the audio that you're getting at the moment is coming through the HDMI cable. OBS couldn't do that. It caused all sorts of problems, and I had to use a 3.5mm jack to link the output from the gaming PC to the line in on the streaming PC, which is what was causing some of the problems with audio. But slobs can do it, so that's nice as well. You don't know which encoder to use on OBS. For streaming, the recommendation I generally see from people is to use X264. Unless you're really short on CPU, in which case use NVEnc. But if you've got all the CPU for it, use X264, because it's better quality. Much better quality. Recording, people say to use NVEnc because you can record at a very high bit rate, which then gets over all the problems. And what's next tonight? There's a question. Dumfries to Carlisle with the Jubilee. Baked Bean Kid seriously is like a total guru. You know, in reality, I bet he'd be like sitting there correcting me quietly in the background. And it's like, no, you got that wrong. No, you got that wrong. Well, that's a simplified explanation. You could go into more detail on that, but I won't bother. I bet that's what is actually happening in his room now. You know nothing. You demand an apology. Jeff, nice getting streams every night. It's nice doing streams every night. Would X264 be okay with your AMD? Well, you can't. You haven't got NVIDIA hardware, have you, Ben? So you can't use NVEnc because that's NVIDIA, hence the N and the V. So I think you'd have to use X264. I'm sure you'd be fine, absolutely fine. Let me have a look, see if I can't do something about that. Nope. The colour in the room appears to have changed slightly, and that's upset the green screen. You use NDI, you found the whole capture card method annoying. Really? Because I found the capture card system to be basically flawless. Most people can see right through me, to be honest, Stu. I'm a pretty simple person. Just wait, hold it, Baked Bean Kid, just wait. Just leave that thought where it was. There's no freight included in the Pennine DLC, that's all harm I know. But Steve did say on the Dovetail forum that there was possibly something coming in the future to fill that requirement. More than that I cannot say. Steve's doing great. Yeah, I mean I've not seen him for a week now because I'm at home, but certainly when I last caught up with him he was doing well. Right, in the cab for this bit because we're going to be slowing down shortly. Oh, it's 25 kilometres, it'll be another 10 kilometres yet. It's the green screen stuff, irascible Sam. There you go, if I lean back it's better. It's the hole where the brain's leaked out of, isn't it, Baked Bean Kid? I've noticed they look quite orange on the camera at the moment. I was talking to Squirrel because he said that he used to use one of these cameras, and the reason he stopped is because literally every time you reboot the machine or do anything they reset all their settings, so you had to basically reset it up every time you use them, which is what I'm having to do, which is a total pain in the neck. "19 kilometres. Oh, now it's reset the zoom. Oh. We'll go with that. That's not totally terrible. Right, 14 kilometres. Which sound? The sound of the game or the sound that I'm making? Really? It's coming through fine for me. That's interesting. I'll have to watch the video. Yeah, this is running in windowed mode, Mr. J. Eight kilometres to go. Yeah, there's not much I can do. The green screen's off, and unfortunately in slobs it's a pain in the neck to fix, so you guys are just going to have to cope with it. Target speed. To 250. Yes, sorry, I do. I'm running it full screen borderless, yeah. You do see the full output that goes to the capture card, yeah. But that's fine. But for what I'm doing, that actually works out quite nice. We're going over the viaducts. Must have me on an 80 entry to Avignon because there's a stop at the end of it. Pretty much, dash dig, yep. I do like this livery, it's very nicely done. Project Cars 2, Baked Bean Kid. Pretty much bang on the money as well, time wise. Oh, I got a sliver. So there you go.